Hi everyone, welcome to the kitchen today. Today I'm going to make potato gnocchi. Now, I made sweet potato gnocchi before, now I'm going to make them a more traditional version. I have here some potatoes which I baked that I'm mashing up. I didn't add any milk or anything to them. And I'd say that this probably, rather than give you a size of a potato, I'd say this probably ends up being about 1.5 cups of potato, all told, for mashed potatoes. Gnocchi is a very thing that's kind of like, the recipe is not going to be exactly one way or the other, so you have to kind of bear with me a little bit. So I can get these good and mashed. Alright, should get you a better view here. Gonna add 1 egg, free range organic from right up the street. Crack that into the middle. And I'm just gonna start mixing that up with a fork a little bit, crack it to get that yolk mixed up. Alright. Combine that. Now I'm going to add about 3 ounces of cream cheese. A lot of times you would do this with ricotta cheese. This is my take on it. It's a little bit different, but just a soft cheese. The whole idea is to keep this nice, light and fluffy, and cream cheese will do it. I'll work that in there. Alright, now's where you want to make sure you have your hands nice and clean. Because I don't think there's a better way to do this than with your hands. I'm going to start with about 1 cup of flour, and we're just going to bring this together. Start with a fork just for a second. Now, the key here is you don't want to overwork it. Now, you may have to go and adjust your moisture level either way. I'm going to add some salt. There's not much flavor in here otherwise, so a good 1.5 teaspoons of salt and a decent amount of pepper. Also going to incorporate a couple other flavors in here. I'm going to put some fine garlic powder in here. Beauty of that potato gnocchi is it's really a blank palette. A couple shakes of paprika. I think paprika and potatoes go delicious. And the sauce we're going to make for this is going to be lemon, capers, and a whole bunch of roasted vegetables. Alright, so now you just kind of want to get in there and run through your fingers. And bring that moisture together. Alright, and once it starts to look a little bit like a shaggy dough, we're going to turn it out onto the counter. So we're not quite there yet. It's going to be sticky, and you want to add the minimum amount of flour and still have it come together. So here we go. I'm going to turn it out right now. And get myself situated to roll it out. Okay. So what we do here, just kind of get in there and bring it together. You see right now it's trying to be a little bit of a dough. And once we get there to where it's kind of holds its shape like this, I'm going to take it and put it back in the fridge to rest a little bit, because right now all I've done is build up some glutens. I want them to relax. So I'm going to let this chill for about 45 minutes and I'll be back. Alright, we're back. Our dough is chilled out. It is relaxed. It's happy. It's content with the world. And I've cut it up into a few pieces to work in and put a little bit of flour down my surface. And what I'm going to do is just use the minimum amount of flour that I possibly can. It's really rolling out nice in my hands. And just roll it back and forth. And you apply pressure while moving your hands out. And that's how you get it to stretch out. That's how you draw it out. So you're just going back and forth like that. The dough's getting longer and longer. You just use your hands. And you're looking to get to the size of about a nickel. It broke off there, but that's no big deal. It'll be just like the first cut. So there we go. Just put a little bit of flour on your bench scraper. And just go and cut them off. And you want to cut them off about a 1/2 to 3/4 inch apart. You're making these beautiful little pillows. They'll be so light and so delicate when you're done. Now I know the really traditional way you'd run a fork over them afterwards, but I'm trying to show you a methodology that does these pretty quick. Alright, see now they're all nice and loose. I got my cookie sheet where I just got done making my bread. I put a little bit of flour on that. And then just pick these guys up, put them on there. And we're going to repeat till we have them all done. And I'm going to show you how we're going to put this together in a really awesome sauce when we get back. Okay, so now we're going to whip up our pasta here, our gnocchis. I have a hot pan ready to go. I'm going to put some olive oil in it. Also some canola oil. Get them going. Now our sauce is going to be a lemon caper buttery thing. We're going to start with some shallots. Get them in the pan. This is going to go really quick. Not going to take long at all to put together. Now our gnocchi, they have, they have the potatoes, so you can make them. A brown butter sauce is a very common thing for this. Another thing, some people will put them in red sauce. I've seen gnocchi in an Alfredo sauce. This we're going to use some of those roasted vegetables that we made the other day. Alright, once you hear those shallots going, I have them diced pretty fine. Now we're going to add in our garlic, our broccoli rabe, our long hot peppers and our roasted peppers, and our grilled eggplant. I also have here about a tablespoonful of capers with the salt, and it's all going to go in. Give that a quick stir. I have some heavily salted water and my gnocchis. are all ready to go. And in they go. These are only going to take a couple minutes to cook. Yeah, so when that water splashes up and looks like it's hot when it's hitting me, that's right. I have my friend Larry here, ready to eat dinner, and we're going to make sure he's fed well because I had a couple dinner guests bail on me. Well, Larry's not complaining, right, Larry?
Alright.
Alright, so we're going to give them a good stir. Now, gnocchi, just like if you're cooking pierogi or spätzle or any other kind of dumpling, when they float to the top, that's when they're done. Okay, so here we have our sauce cooking here. Now, all these vegetables were cooked earlier when we roasted them on the grill, so it's not going to take long. We're going to get our grill going for our shrimp. I have them marinating in some oil and some Old Bay and some other spices. But this is a gnocchi video. So there's our sauce that's almost ready to go. I'll shoot right back to you as soon as the gnocchi is done. Okay, so our gnocchi are starting to come to the top. I'm going to add some black pepper to my sauce here. Just going to grab my spider and go right in there and dig them out. Don't worry about getting a little bit of the pasta water in there. That's a good thing because the starch will help to bring the sauce together. Get you the best view of that I can. So we're going to bring the heat up. And just toss that in there. Now, capers always go well with a little bit of lemon. So now that's all set. So we're just going to squeeze a little bit of lemon juice in there. Right there at the end. Give the shrimp a turn. We'll do a grilled shrimp video on another day. This is not that day. Alright, now we're going to turn off our heat. And we're going to add about a tablespoon and a half of butter. We do this right at the end so it stays nice and creamy. And forms a little sauce. We're just going to stir that together until our butter is going. And you see how that's kind of creaming together ever so beautifully. The starch that's coming off the gnocchi, the flour that was on the outside that was still dusted in, all come together and make this beautiful, all-encompassing sauce. Just going to plate this up. I'm going to grab a serving of gnocchi. And then add the shrimp to it. Shrimp are done. You don't want to overcook your shrimp because then they'll be rubbery. And the only thing that's worse than a limp noodle is rubbery shrimp. And we're just going to dust this with some Grana cheese. And here you go, gnocchi with roasted vegetables and shrimp. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoy.